What is up, you guys? Game Nut here, and welcome back to some more Madden 22 Ultimate Team. We are still in a game of catch-up, I'm sure, as most of you guys know, as we're taking a look back at some of the older promos in Ultimate Team, and we're slowly but surely making our way back up to the current days of MUT. But obviously today's stop is going to be the Ultimate Kickoff promo. I'm sure as you guys remember this a little bit. We've gotten an offensive and defensive champion, of course, being Calvin Johnson and Sean Taylor, both of those guys sitting at 91 overall. Now, of course, there's obviously a bunch of other players in this promo, the main ones being 88 overalls. There's, of course, one from every single team in the NFL, so there's 32 other 88 overalls. And giving you guys a little example here of how to complete one of these sets, doing the one for the Denver Broncos here for Kyle Fuller. You guys can see it takes 6 other elites from this promo, 6 other lower elites. And once you do complete the set, obviously you're going to get yourself that card as well as the power-up that goes along with it. Now, of course, we are not going to be powering up Kyle Fuller, but this guy is going to be on the team for today's episode. You know, it's like kind of like what I've been saying in these past couple episodes. Really, I just want to get these promos out, you know, just to show you guys and showcase the new players that come out in Ultimate Team. So I might not necessarily keep these guys for a long time, but they might just be here for one episode. For instance, Kyle Fuller is probably going to be one of those guys trying out our slot cornerback position. Now, along with every other promo, most of you guys probably know this drill by now. When you grind an Ultimate Team, other various things, you know, for instance, solo challenges like right here, you get yourself free cards from that promo. So obviously, doing all the Ultimate Kickoff solo challenges, you guys did see there in the rewards, you actually earned yourself 2 of the free 88 overalls, which are CATs, which obviously really sucks. I hate that EA does that. We can't use these for any of the master sets, but at least EA, I guess, decided to give us, you know, 2 free 88 overall cards as opposed to them usually just giving you 1. But anyways, the first one up here, our first choice is obviously going to be an offensive lineman. Nothing crazy. You guys know I love to take free offensive linemen because I just feel like they really don't make that big of an impact anyway, especially when you go out there and buy like the most expensive ones and they still don't really, you know, protect as godly as I feel like they should have. So offensive linemen, I don't like spending coins on them. I'd rather just get free ones, you know, that are decent elites, because in the end of the day, I just feel like O-linemen are just there to be O-linemen. You know what I mean? Anyways, the second free card that we ended up getting from the solo challenges is going to be a defensive tackle, Dalvin Tomlinson from the Minnesota Vikings. He's obviously in a Giants uniform here in that picture. Not gonna lie to you guys, this is again another guy that might not be getting a whole lot of play time, probably just a depth chart kind of guy, but the good stuff is now here to come, as you guys can see. Calvin Johnson is the champion we are obviously going to be bringing to the team today in the episode. 91 overall. It takes 5 of those 88 overalls to complete the set for Calvin Johnson. We, of course, are going to get those back, I'm sure you guys know. But once you complete the set, 91 overall Calvin Johnson. You see the animation. I kind of like this one for the Ultimate Kickoff. It was cool. You, of course, get the power up again, but after you choose both of those cards, like I said, it's basically a fantasy pack where you get to choose 5 of these 88 overalls to join your team. And as you guys are going to see here, the choices I decided to go with to try out. We've got, first up, Emmanuel Sanders, a wide receiver, obviously from the Buffalo Bills. Kyle Fuller is going to be another one of our choices. Obviously, I took that card once again. We have another offensive lineman, left tackle Eric Fisher. We have down at the defensive line, right end, Carl Lawson from the Jets. And then back to the offense, we've got a new tight end to try out from the Seahawks, Gerald Everett. Take a look at their stats. Taking a look now at the stats for the man Calvin Johnson, standing at 6'5". You guys know that this dude is an absolute monster. He was crazy in real life, and you guys know Megatron is just like that here at Ultimate Team. He's got crazy good receiving stats when it comes to the speed, the route running. Obviously, he's going to be able to catch everything. I'm excited to use this guy, man. This Calvin Johnson's, again, usually a card that I never really pick up in, you know, the past couple years in Ultimate Team. Now, aside from the main promo players, as always, there's usually a couple of other cards I like to pick up to the team. The first one being here, another free offensive lineman. You guys did see there, that was the Wild Card Wednesday fantasy pack, I think is what it was called. So basically, you know, if you're keeping up to date with your solo challenges, you get to pick one of those free cards from those free 4 promos, the ones that come out every Wednesday. So obviously I took myself an offensive lineman with Jack Conklin there at right tackle, and I may or may not have decided to make the executive decision to make a change here at quarterback. I just was getting the itch, man. I couldn't help it. I had to use my man Lamar Jackson. Okay, it was fun while we were using Patrick Mahomes. Obviously he's a great quarterback in the game, he's got all the passing abilities, but I mean, Lamar Jackson's just something special. You guys know, man. I mean, he obviously can outrun any defender that's on the field, and I mean, he's going to be making the throws. You guys can see I also decided to add an X factor and a couple of abilities on him, obviously with powering him up. But that is going to do it for the upgrades for today's episode. Definitely a big rework for the offense, man, but it was desperately needed. A lot more changes over here than the defense for today. But as you guys can see, obviously a new quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's got a couple of new weapons to throw to, with being Calvin Johnson, Emmanuel Sanders, and obviously Gerald Everett up there at tight end. A big rework for the offensive line, though. We got 3 new faces up there. That definitely needed some work. But over on the defense, not too much love over here today. Not gonna lie, only 3 little changes, and honestly, one of them's not gonna be seeing the field too much, like I did say. So honestly, we're only gonna be really seeing a little bit out of Carl Lawson and Kyle Fuller here. But you know, the defense is definitely be getting a lot more love here in these episodes. But next episode, and you know, the future ones, you guys are gonna be seeing. This is where I'd say after this, we're gonna start making some big boy upgrades. But taking a look at our head-to-head season, of course, we are now 5-0, looking towards that playoff push. Alright, fellas, hopping into the first game of the episode. I wish that the top 3 players that it showed actually showed like the true top 3s by overall, so we could have like Calvin Johnson up there, and not just like the guys that have X factors and abilities. But as we are jumping into the game here, you guys can see first play from scrimmage, Lamar Jackson can't find a receiver open, so he's taking this one himself, and the first play, he's carrying it for 45 yards, man. That's what I was just telling you guys. There's just not many other players in the game that can just have that playmaking ability like that, especially at the quarterback position. So a play later, we find our new tight end, Gerald Everett, there for a nice completion down to the 10-yard line. Unfortunately, we got sacked on 2nd and goal, and now on 3rd and goal, also getting taken down, back-to-back sacks from my opponent. So out from the 25-yard line here on 4th down. Probably just going to settle for my 3 points, keep it safe here, as that's kind of a long shot to make it to the end zone at that point. So got ourselves a 3-0 lead here to open up this game as we come out now on defense. 3rd and 6 for my opponent, able to pick up a first down here on that play, finding his, I believe, tight end. That was George Kittle for that completion there. 1st and 10. Gotcha, bitch. For Kyler Murray, and oh my goodness, the teamwork. Von Miller comes up with the hit, and Derek Thomas was right there, the right place, right time, comes up with the interception, just snags that one out of the air. That could have been a fumble or interception. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the ball didn't touch the ground, but what a play there made by the defense, getting ourselves a defensive touchdown right out of the gate, man. Now have ourselves a 10-0 lead on this guy. So as we come back out here on defense now, once again, I did say Kyler Murray is who my opponent has at quarterback for the Washington football team, is who he is suited up as currently. Back-to-back plays. He loved going to Cordell Patterson. Cordarrelle, I don't know how you say this guy's name, but that was definitely his featured player on offense. Until the following play after that check down, he was able to find his receiver, Devin Hester, burnt past our entire secondary for a very easy touchdown, and he came back with a vengeance there after causing that turnover and got himself some points on the board. So we still have that lead, 10-7 here. Calvin Johnson coming up with his first reception on the team, as that was definitely a very dangerous pass, though, pretty much in traffic, but that's what Calvin Johnson succeeds at, man, able to make those contested catches. A play later now, 1st and 10, you guys can see Lamar Jackson in the pocket, scrambling out to the side, and there he is. We find the man, Calvin Johnson, bodying his way to the end zone for his first touchdown. Man, with all these new weapons that we now have on offense, we are just marching our way down the field, easily being able to put up touchdowns. I love it. Now, I know that this play right here really doesn't matter, as that was literally like a couple seconds before halftime, but that was Carl Lawson who came up with that sack. So obviously new players, bring them to the team. Like I said, like to show you guys the plays that they make. So that trend did continue here, however, in the second half, as in the 3rd quarter, Derek Thomas now comes up with a sack. Gotcha, bitch. And on 3rd and 17, Brian Dawkins is going to be coming up with another interception. He sheds off a 1 tackle, breaking down the sideline, breaks another tackle, and he slides into the end zone for another house call. 2 episodes in a row, Brian Dawkins is getting pick sixes, and oh man, that was probably the fastest rage quit I've ever seen, man. That was crazy. Of course, you guys were probably expecting that, a rage quit very soon, as we getting ourselves a second defensive touchdown there in that game. Of course, got to play one more game in the episode for you guys today, as that win was, you know, just a little bit too short, man. I don't like getting these rage quit wins because they're just too easy. I want to get ourselves a good game here. So coming out here in game number 2, like I did say, now playing against the Dallas Cowboys. You guys can see there, Entrell Roll coming up with a big hit there. First play on defense. Next up on 1st and 10 now, my opponent also having Reggie Bush back there at running back, just like us, getting him a nice 10-yard carry to open up this game. Following now, Derek Carr is who my opponent has at quarterback, and Vita Vea, our defensive tackle, is going to be coming up with a sack. Our defensive line is definitely playing very good today, man. A lot of sacks so far in this episode. A couple plays later now on 3rd and 15, Derek Carr is going to find a wide open receiver. That is Corey Davis, most feared card, I'm sure, as we're able to now tackle him down at the 24-yard line. But my opponent there, a nice 3rd down conversion to keep this drive alive. So here now on 1st and 10, Travis Etienne, is that how you say this guy's name? The rookie from the Jaguars. He's obviously not even playing this season because he got injured before the season even started. That always sucks to see players when that happens to him, but he had a nice 3rd down rushing attempt there, able to get all the way down to about the 4-yard line, and then he went right back to him, just right up the middle. And my opponent is starting off this drive here, starting off this game, I should say, here successfully, getting himself a touchdown on the opening drive. So as we're coming out here, obviously trying to repeat that same performance my opponent just did, get a touchdown on our first drive. And on 1st and 10, once again, the tight end, Gerald Everett, he burns past the secondary. This offense is moving, man. It only took us a couple of plays to march down the field and match what my opponent did, getting ourselves that touchdown, tying this game up now at 7. So as we come back out once again on defense, Carl Lawson is once again making an appearance in the episode today, coming up with a strip sack. Unfortunately, my opponent does recover that one, so he's still on offense. But
gotcha,
here
bitch.
now on 3rd and 16, Cam Chancellor is just standing there, right place, right time, just jumps straight up and grabs that interception on his own. My opponent obviously didn't see that man standing there. And of course, after grabbing that interception, you know we have to capitalize off of that and get ourselves some points on the board. So here on just one play, Lamar Jackson, once again, it is Calvin Johnson going into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown today, man. Just too easy. Calvin Johnson's just way too big of a receiver. He's too fast. He just finds himself wide open just way too often, man. It's just not even fair. So as we come back out now on defense, having ourselves that 7-point lead, Derek Carr with 1.5 minutes until halftime, throwing all the way across to the other side of the field, finding his tight end, George Kittle, there for a nice completion. Next play now, 1st and 10. Derek Carr's got a lot of time in the pocket right now, man. I don't like to see that. We need some pressure, but once again, able to find his tight end again, George Kittle, for another completion. Gets out of bounds at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now, following play once again, Derek Carr. We have no answer for this guy. Can anyone cover him? George Kittle, 3 catches in a row. This is the George Kittle drive, man. You gotta be kidding me. All the way down now to the 2-yard line on 2nd and goal. No, and he gets a touchdown to CD Lamb, and I know you guys saw that, man. It hurts even just watching that back because I was literally right there with AJ Hawk, man. I just stutter-stepped, and I could have easily had that user pick there. But it's all good, man. This game is once again tied up, back at 14 apiece as we're jumping into the 3rd quarter. So we're back out on offense, of course. Got a catch to Emmanuel Sanders there on that previous play. But here on 3rd and 1, trying to pull out the read option, and nothing was there, man. Even the running back got tackled, so that was just a dead play from the get-go. But, of course, we are going to go for this, man. No punting on 4th down. And on 4th and 3, right back to the man, Emmanuel Sanders, for a nice possession catch to keep this drive alive. So next play later on 1st and 10, Lamar, a beautiful touch pass right over top of those defenders, man, to our tight end, Gerald Everett. That was a great pass, man. Just that nice little touch pass over top the defenders. A couple plays later now on 3rd and 4, once again trying to keep it safe. Just a quick possession catch there for Calvin Johnson. Get that 1st down and keep this drive alive. 1st and 10 now. There's a flag on the play. That's got to be an offside, so it's a free play for the offense. And we've got a wide open Calvin Johnson for a touchdown. But you know what, man? I was feeling myself. I was in the zone a little bit. I said, you know what? I will accept your penalty because that just gives me more opportunities to get in the end zone and put more touchdowns up on your head. Emmanuel Sanders right back in the end zone. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just got to show a little bit of confidence over your opponent. It is what it is. Now a 7-point lead, 21-14 is the score as we are starting here on the 4th quarter. 3rd and 2 for my opponent. Once again, back to his favorite target, George Kittle in the check down there, able to get the first down. Back to his running back, Travis Etienne. I feel like I'm not saying that man's name right, but Vita Vea is able to come up with a great block shed there and a tackle in the backfield. So on 4th and 1, of course, is going to go for it, and he goes right back up the gut with him once again, able to pick up that first down. So he's still alive here in this drive. 2 minutes now left into the game. Derek Carr all day in the pocket to throw, and Antrell Roll, what are you doing, my guy? You got a defender 5 yards in front of you. He wasn't even covering him there. You let him catch that comeback route on him. Following play, however, 1st and 10, Carl Lawson. Once again, this guy's definitely making a lot of plays in the episode today. We definitely needed a big one right there in that moment. A sack on 1st down. 2nd and 15 now. A little drag route underneath to his receiver, Corey Davis. A minute and a half left in this game now. 3rd and 6 for my opponent. We just need to hold him out of the end zone. Derek Carr, again, a lot of time in the pocket, able to find a receiver once again. It is Corey Davis, and he goes into the end zone for a touchdown, man. He's going to find a receiver when he's got that much time, man. Just unable to get pressure there when it counted. Oh no, you guys see what's happening. This man obviously didn't like how we asserted dominance and went for 2 touchdowns previously on that last drive. He's going for the 2-point conversion and going with the dagger to end this game, and he converts it, finds his tight end. And oh man, the pressure is now on. My opponent has a 1-point lead. We've got to make something happen on offense now. Fortunately for us, all we need to do is get in field goal range, but anything to get ourselves this win, man. So here on 3rd and 3, Lamar Jackson is going to take this first play himself, burning our first time out here, getting that first down, thankfully, though, with the legs of Lamar Jackson. 1st and 10 now, like I said, and no, we're getting taken down for a sack, having to burn our 2nd timeout now. 3rd and 6, a couple of plays later. Lamar Jackson going with an empty set. Once again, we find our tight end, Gerald Everett, a broken coverage in the secondary, and we're going for a touchdown. Man, all y'all saying Lamar Jackson isn't clutch, got to get out of here with that, man. Getting ourselves a game-winning touchdown there, getting the 2-point conversion on top of it, man. Just showing our opponent who's boss. You know, I like the confidence, though, my opponent trying to get that 2-point conversion and, you know, actually make it kind of an interesting game. It's definitely a lot more fun when we have matchups against opponents that actually, you know, play out the entire game like this, and it's actually close as opposed to people that are just, you know, going to rage quit very easily. Now, with one last Hail Mary attempt, as you guys can see there, my opponent ended up doing just exactly what was, you know, the icing on the cake, man. Throwing an interception to Kyle Fuller. This man didn't do anything all episode, but he grabs himself a nice interception, making it a pick 6 on top of it, juking out Derek Carr there on the return, and, you know, just getting one more touchdown on the scoreboard. It's not too often when we get to see this little end game celebration here, because most of our opponents, like I did just say, usually end up rage quitting. So I will say shout out to my opponent. That was definitely a pretty fun game that turned out to be. So you guys can see there, I like to only count that as one win, man, because the rage quits just always don't feel like necessarily the fully deserved win. So 6-0 currently on the season. Just gonna mark it down as one win as always. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode though, man. The ultimate kickoff players definitely showed out, man. Made a lot of big plays, especially Calvin Johnson and Carl Lawson on the defense. But anyways, once again, man, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.